welcome to your Gemini Universal Astrology message for the month of May 2019. So this will be approximately 15th May to the 15th June, so like mid-May to mid-June. Okay, so I've pre-shuffled the cards. I'm just gonna shuffle a little bit more. I hope everybody who is a Gemini here, also people who are cross-watching, if you have different sun signs or moon signs or different signs, and you feel like, I just want to see and watch what Geminis are up to, or how their energies are, welcome as well. This is a Gemini energy, the lovers. He just flipped it out on its own. Okay, so we're just gonna shuffle a little bit more, and then we're gonna pull out 6 more cards. And and then we're gonna see what May has for Gemini. I'm a sun sign Gemini, but for quite a while, my sun sign is not really an astrology sign that I resonated to, because I have this kind of like kite pointing towards Scorpio, like a yod. So I've been literally feeling more Scorpionic over the past, the end of my 20s. I feel more Scorpionic. Okay. So this is for you guys who have Gemini in your charts. Have the Ace of Wands in reverse. We have this Three of Pentacles reverse. 5 of Swords reverse. Magician upright. 5, 6, 9 of Pentacles, and then 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups. Okay, I'm going to take out the unicorn deck, shuffle it a little bit before I continue with the message for Gemini. My first impression about laying these cards, can't really put the pictures together yet, but I feel there's like a secret society. Like, for me, like this is all this. There's a hint of secret society. This Three of Wands. Recently, Freemason came into mind. Like an occult. There's an occult. You also have the Magician. You have 9 of Pentacles. I feel like you are shielding your magical gifts, and you're only learning to kind of you pick who you wanna show your magic to. You pick. And it's as if that I feel like you have this kind of like, you reserve a lot of your, this is the first card, friendship, gentleness, and innocence. That's my cat. I feel like you are reserving your spark, your values. You're not showing people your magic, and you know that some people who's asking to see your magic is not doing it for the right reasons, because they may benefit from asking you to show and prove. Okay, so as I was mentioning, I feel like there is a secret society. There is a shield, there's a partnership, or there's a path that you're taking, but you are in a lot of like a defense mode. You are defending your magic. I feel that this energy of friendship, and then we also have the gentleness card and the innocence card. I think you are defending your gentleness and innocence from false friendship, because obviously I see that this is in reverse. You had to resist and fight a lot of people trying to pick apart your magic, pick apart your symbolism in life, pick apart your manifestation ability, and pick apart your path. And they try to sabotage your life path, and they try to kind of like make you sabotage your manifestation so that you cannot build that powerful society that you want to do. I'm not too sure what actually you are doing, but for me, I love to connect, to make people gather and envision peace. So in some other placement of story, this could be a society, a friendship coming together. That this is not shown on the tarot cards, but I do see it, that there's a hidden desire. I may be projecting my desire because I'm a Gemini, and Gemini always love to bring people together. And then as you can see, this is the moon, this is the sun. So there's this balance in knowing who your friends are, who you can show your magic to, and who you cannot show your magic to. And you are in this, like you're in a very defensive position. You know when not to show your magic, and you know when you won't be bothered by people who wants to see your magic, who wants to see your story, who wants to see your behind the scenes work, who wants to see your project or your progress. We have two major arcana, which is the Lovers and the Magician. Bathe you in divine feminine light. Come into balance and practice peace, harmony, and cooperation. Expand your causal chakra. So this is a divine feminine light. This card matches my earrings. Fluffy. And then this one is Crystal Yellow Dragon. Opens you to higher learning and wisdom. Expand your crown chakra for illumination. Walk the higher spiritual path. So causal chakra is just above your crown chakra. So this kind of like really resonates. And again, you see the moon. And then again, you see the sun. So it kind of like matches a little bit. Because this and this matches. And this matches. Innocence, take time to play, nurture your inner child, live with childlike sense of wonder. This one is, see how it kind of like really matches? Obviously, you guys see that I shuffled. Synchronicity and law of attraction is at play here. Gentleness. Be kind to yourself and others. Honor your gentleness and speak words of love. I think the unicorns and dragons is teaching us something like, even if people are asking to see your magic, you can gently dismiss and know that in your heart, if it's not the right, people would want, if like people who knows that you are magical or powerful or an able manifester, people who has such a powerful and strong value. There are some people who with a lot of shame or insecurities who gonna ask you like, show me how you do it, show me your magic. But then they don't respect your process, and then they try to compete with you rather than build their own faith to nurture their own self-worth. So for you, even if they are doing that to you, you know that you can dismiss them, and you know and you believe that they cannot compete with your self-worth and try to take your self-worth as it belongs to them and try to steal your memories, because your crown chakra is like, your memories are in your crown chakra, and your causal chakra is above your crown chakra, and it kind of like illuminates your aura. So this one bathes you in divine feminine light, your causal chakra and the moon energy, so that you are covered with the energy of innocence. This one, the energy of innocence, so that people can't bring your frequency down, that make you feel like a victim if they feel like they need to compete with you in order to believe in their confidence. They need to put you down. You are immune to that, so that's why you have to be so defensive, and that's why you had fought a lot of people, and you have to like shield your homes, your temple, your sacred temple, and you have to like really resist those individuals from like tearing up your definition of loving relationship, that is toxic friendship. Lovers and friendship, it feels as if you had been in this resistance mode that stop you from feeling you're safe to use your magic for yourself, and feeling safe to express your magic, believe in your magic. And let's see what other card wants to come up. Friendship, gentleness, innocence, silver lunar dragon. Okay. I definitely can agree and remind you and say the exact same thing as I did before, that you're very defensive of your values. And I feel you are very defensive of your sacral chakra, and because maybe you have carried like toxic experiences from the past that made you feel like you need to defend yourself a lot. You need to close yourself off from other people offering you this false support, false friendship. Okay, let's see what comes next here. Purity. Oh, we keep getting this card in the reading. Why am I getting the same card? I shuffled. So I'm just going to... Should I? Okay, I'm not going to reshuffle it, but I pulled out, the first card is Purity. And we have Hunger. And then we have Fear. I suddenly pick up some anger in this energy. This hunger energy is anger. I feel like you're angry that you have to live your life so long defending the things you love, and you had to fight so many people wanting a piece of your magic, and it made you forget your purity, your innocence. The card, where's that card, innocence? It made you forget your innocence, and it kind of like affected you from being gentle to yourself. I think there's a really big delusion. There's a really big delusion. There's this card, regeneration. I feel like possibly you're regenerating from all of that fight, all of that defense. There's this card by the book, and then the last one is chop wood. What? Okay, so we got the card regeneration, and then by the book, and chop wood. So there's a lot of like there's definitely a lot to say with these cards. Regeneration. It's like something died and something is being born anew. You have a second chance, a new opportunity to build something. This card by the book, it feels like the structure of society, the law of universe, the nature of the earth. There's always a path, a way, a road. Like this also means like a path. There's always a divine order in a cycle of life and death, or a cycle of endings and beginnings. It feels like in this energy of by the book, you have to lay your trust in knowing that there is definitely a hidden culture in society where in a method or in a reason why you are defensive of people taking a piece of your magic, in a way where you are resisting certain oppression, or where you are pushing that force that wants to topple you. Because like before you regenerate, there's obviously a lot of destruction, so there must be like certain set of destruction destroying your perception of social culture or social hierarchy. And this by the book feels like the order of the world you knew got axed to the ground, and you may feel like there is no logic, but there is logic, and there is renewal, and there is what's it called, regeneration. There is logic and there is regeneration. And what are you? I think you may have felt very obsessive with justice, or you may have been very very angry with the social norms or the standards that you expect society to behave in did not meet your standard, or the people that surrounded you do not have your belief of social exchange, and you may feel like there's no path to clear. You cannot clear a path, you cannot move on, and you keep on having to fight, having to kind of like resist and fight or hide or protect or shield or build a wall. And there is this kind of like fear that you're holding on to because your perception of the structure of society did not meet and match your expectation. And you're holding on to what should have been rather than what is, and accepting what is will allow you to release the judgment and the fear that controlled your path, because you're so obsessed with the things people did wrong to you, or the people who keep on trying to take pieces of your self-worth, trying to take pieces of your magic, trying to see your magic, trying to make you lose your magic, trying to imitate your magic, trying to pretend to be you, and they're offering you these false things and this false. The thing is that your awareness can shift in a higher vibration to acknowledge your worth is not defined by other people's manipulation. In the way that you're going to see your future, who you are, surrounded by the people who change the way you carry yourself, because you're very shielding, you're very resistant, and you are very... So this toxic environment changed you. So rather than being a lush tree, you're in this fight mode, defense mode, shielding mode, and you're not really balanced, you're not really able to... so you have to learn to release people's motivation and intention. There are so many people who have an evil intention, but the only person who can control their emotions is you. You can only control your emotions. And when you realize that there are people who want to do harm things to you, and the knowledge of people being revealed to you that, oh, these people want something bad from you, and then the anger that comes from you is maybe coming from fear of unresolved childhood trauma, where you couldn't stand in your power. So the challenge here is that if you stand in your power, and you believe that your magic cannot be transferred, cannot be stolen, cannot be manipulated, and your self-worth cannot be put down, your self-esteem and your confidence cannot be distorted, it helps you see that the way you stand in your belief, in your personal life, you get to live your life in a bubble of prosperity. This is upright. Before it was like that, because you're shielding it. You're shielding yourself from making money, or you're shielding yourself from receiving prosperity, because it's like it's not safe for you to have prosperity, because a lot of people want a piece of your prosperity. But when you stand in your power and believe in your ability to stand in your power. And from here, like imagine this was the 9 cups. That one. So that one. Like the 9 cups where the man is like holding his arms like that, and then he's like very happy with his cups surrounding him. He's very emotionally satisfied with his life. So to you Geminis, it feels like your message for this month May is to kind of like understand your personality, where you are defensive, where you're resisting, where you're holding a lot of either fear or anger or resentment, or just this kind of like inability to express your magic, inability, because you always have to be in a fight mode because of the paranoia or the fear, and you're always in a reactive mode to what people want from you, to what people want to do to you. So it's like your programming, your power is now on your sleeve rather than in your car. You've put all the power outside of you, so that because you've used all your power to shield and resist rather than be in your power. You show your power and your strength. You're in this kind of like invisible Hulk, not invisible Hulk. You're in this like Hulk mode where you're resisting. You're always kind of like agitated, and you're always thinking that people are up to no good to you. And obviously you have those experiences and it is valid, but right now the message from the universe is saying that you have to recognize that, like, in the social construct in your life, of the people in your life, the social construct, they may disappoint you and they may hold so many different intention, but when you lead your life carrying this paranoia of all the wrong things that could happen and come true, your eyesight is not on a very loving path. That's why this gentleness and this innocence is coming up, because you need to come back to gentleness and innocence so that you don't lose yourself, or else you're going to end up being this person who's going to always feel like a victim, who's going to always feel like, come on, look at that, it's the same person, he just changed his robe and he has an extra headband, and like he has a red robe, and he's an open free man, and this is like a man who's always like what's this about now, like, you know, grumpy man. So if you guys are being grumpy Gemini, forget about the past. This chopped wood is like, do the mediocre things, do the mundane things, like stop thinking about the people who have bullied you or wanted a piece of your wealth, wanted a piece of your magic, wanted a piece of your worth, wanted a piece of your confidence or your self-esteem or your dreams. Just forget about them and just let the universe take care of it, because this is by the book. Law of attraction, law of the nature, law of it's really cute. It's like there's always a universal assistance. There's a divine assistance happening behind the scenes to help you be recognized, to help you be in a journey where you're no longer in a stuck mode, because you will be regenerated, and the hunger and the fear and the purity is asking you. The hunger is for you to be able to be at ease, like really be at ease and relax, and be in a receptive mode and receiving love rather than be defensive, because when you're defensive, it's hard for you to receive wealth, so you have to really forgive every single person who have tortured your belief system or your good experience in life. And you have to forgive yourself for maybe falling into that trap, or maybe falling into believing, or maybe being falling into the trap of like over and over again, these people just keep taking advantage of you. So, blind faith, purity, sometimes you just need to have blind faith. And if people disappoint your faith, it's not your problem. It reveals who they are. And this time around, you will learn that you don't have to have a shield or resistance against life just because other people have hurt you. Because you're healed and you don't have to carry that burden anymore. Because you know that there's nothing you can do how people treat you, how people betray you. And rather than carrying a shield all the time, you can just believe that you have the power to overcome obstacles and situations and negative people. And then you always have the power to remember your confidence and self-esteem of what you can get through. And other people's opinions or other people's twisted idea about you don't have the power if you just recognize that what they're saying is just a revelation of who they are, a representation of who they are, and a perception of who their ego is, rather than about you. So I hope that the message resonates to you, because you definitely, Geminis, you definitely have this blessings incoming, because there's this, if you stop being so paranoid and stop being so resisting and shielding, there's wealth. It's safe for you to accumulate wealth and to use your magic. And it's safe for you to build a nest or to bring yourself out there into the world and share your wisdom and share your life lessons. The anger that you're feeling, it is acknowledged and validated by the universe, but it no longer serves a purpose, because it's sabotaging your ability to open yourself up to receive friendships that are healthy. You are so obsessed with unhealthy and toxic friendship that you're always in fear of toxic friendships, rather than putting yourself out there and having faith that you're gonna meet new friends and you're gonna be loved and supported, and you're gonna attract people who are gentle and innocent just like you. So you don't have to go through that fear anymore. And that's about it. That's the message from the Universal Astrology message for mid-month May to the mid-month of June. you definitely have a very beautiful light, and with that light you can invite a lot of love, and you don't have to close yourself off anymore, because you're using so much power to shield yourself and resist love from entering, that it kind of backfires on you. So you have to open your heart and accept love and kind of like forgive those people who have betrayed you or hurt you, and know that standing in your power doesn't mean you're a pushover. And if it triggers you when the idea cross your mind that these people have an evil intention, and it triggers you and you start acting out and you start blocking people and kind of like pushing them away and like closing yourself off, then your reaction is something of harmed innocence, and you have to be stepping up higher into maturity and gentleness, and understand that you don't have to feel abused, because you're not going to let that happen, and you're not going to participate in that energy exchange with those people, and you can easily dismiss and control what you believe, and then you're choosing to believe that, oh, you know what, it's a no for me. I know better. I know that I can give you a chance, but once I know that you're not the right friend for me, then I will just not feel guilty by choosing to say no to you. And then you won't feel triggered anymore, and your inner child won't be reminded of a situation where you feel helpless or upset because you may have been used against your will by people who just sees you as a means to an end, or to climb the social ladder using your social network. And you know that you have the positive ability to build new friendships, because you know that you have a wonderful self-esteem, and then you have this innocence and gentleness about you, and you learn to discern that you have every right to live your life surrounded by people who love you, and you have every right to choose the people who deserves to be around you, and you have every right to close the door against people who you know and believe aren't good for you. And that's going to heal you, and that's going to make you feel at ease and feel free, and know that you don't have to punish yourself or be upset if ugly people try to enter your life. They try to enter your life because you have something really pretty, something really beautiful, which is a beautiful emotions, a beautiful presence. And your beautiful presence is what makes people, even the most unhealthiest and toxic people, feel so admired and inspired by your beautiful energy that they want a piece of it. But you don't have to feel victimized by it anymore. And if they make an attempt, you don't have to hold on to that grudge anymore, but you can forgive them, because it's you can't control their feelings. You can only control yours. And whatever they feel during, before, or after you say your resistance, or you're like, you know what, maybe you are good for me, okay, welcome. And maybe, you know what, you're not good for me, you're not welcome. So you can only be responsible for your feelings, and mind your own feelings, not other people. If you don't feel good, then don't. If you do feel good, then yay, go. And the message is that final to say to you guys: be magical. It's safe to be magical, and it's safe to spread love. So Gemini, be magical and spread love. So my name is Meredith Minors. I'm a universal healer and a peace visionary. I invite you to check out my website if you want a psychic readings, or if you want to read a blog, or if you want to have a universal healing session so that we can work on certain issues in your life for you. So I will see you next time. For now, take care. Bye.